Printed this little part off of Maker World, nothing special, but it's grooved and has a clip that you can put on the PTFE tube for the AMS, and then it pops right out. And then disconnect the AMS cable. Now I got to take everything out of this. To take the lid off, because new lid has to go on. This is nice, and it's also magnetic. We just got to take out these 4 screws, and we'll pop the lid off. And because that's step 1, and then we'll do step 2, putting the new acrylic panel with the stuff on. Mounting feet for the bottom and the cabling. There's 4, I'm just doing 2 right now. As if you look at step 4, there's cables that get run. These are channels that the cables go in to help wire everything correctly. USB-C cables to run everything. On the back is a USB-C port and power. USB-C is what goes to the control screen. There's USB-C on all of them in there, which is what this plugs into. A, B, C, D, but when you look at it in the front, it's like this. So left, so 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. So the wiring's got to match, same thing with the cords. So A would be this guy, B, C, D, and same thing with the power. And this sits right here once it's all screwed in. We got our back plane screwed on. We have power connected, USB-C connected, and USB-C ran here. Now, front screen, which has 4 USB, and it sits right here, and everything gets screwed in. We have our front on, we got the back on, we have everything wired. Now to put on the little rubber feet, we'll put them on the edges, and then equal parts in the middle. That way when it sits on the glass, it won't scratch it. Feet are on. Now to flip it over and install the rest of the baffles and pieces on the inside. Baffles are installed. Now we have spacers to put on for the acrylic risers to get those mounted. So they just slide into these little crevices back here on the fins. And this is so when you're drying one filament over the other, that each chamber gets dried accordingly. So you have 2 B's and an A, B, B, A. Standard load, nothing special. Four different stages, so let's just say this is the gray was the one that was set out. You can turn it on. Default, you have the temperature it's going to, your relative humidity, the amount of time, and then the temperature it's going to get up to, or the temperature is currently inside. You can see that slowly rising. So with these, you can adjust things. So I could hit this and change the filament type. I can hit the gear to adjust these settings and go up and down in 30-minute increments. And then that basically repeats the last function you had in there. If you let it sit, it just goes. So what we'll do is we'll just turn all of them on. So now every single thing is drying, and you can't see it. Actually, maybe you can if you go around the back. There's these little pieces right here that they lift up. That's what sucks out the moisture while it's drying. The difference between this one and like the Sunlu dryers and things, which we do have a bunch of those, is we could dry, like I said, one filament at a time, or if you're printing in multiple filaments, such as PLA, PETG, TPU. Again, you can do that on a single nozzle, but not really recommended unless you do a lot of flushing, just because of the mixing. But yeah, we're good to go, and Danita can print her happy heart out.